What's up to my 2 to 4 viewers? I'm bringing you Level 51 versus MajorBowman live for the round of 16 for the XY DOU Cash Tour. And they've already begun. Awesome. So, Level 51 brings some whack-looking Zard stuff with melodic. I kind of like the melodic at Double and Tim to handle Lando, which is one of the biggest threats to Zard, but he doesn't seem to have a very good matchup against Thund, which is the other biggest threat to Zard and also on Jake's team. And Jake bringing some Mega Gengar stuff. Looks pretty tailored to beat Chalk. It's got a lot of the counters to that, but it looks solid overall. Probably the better team of the two. But he does only have one fire resist in Volcanion, which isn't a great fire resist. So Zard, if it can find breathing room, is going to go put in work. Already, I've missed a turn. So Jake Megas his Gengar, so it can do trapping stuff. And he had a Life Orb Lando. That's an interesting set. Levels Lando comes in and threatens either of these Pokemon. We don't know if it's got HP Ice or not yet. I guess no, but you never know with this guy. Definitely threatens the Gar though, and Jake's only switching is Thund, which doesn't want to get knocked because Scrafty's feeling pretty safe here. So there's no reason, well, Scrafty can't switch anyway, but there's no reason for it to like detect or anything. It can just knock the Gar, knock the Lando. And Thund losing its Citrus is going to make dealing with Zard, that much harder because that's 25% of its HP plus whatever damage knock actually does. As for Jake, he probably wants to stay in with Lando and pressure things. I would just bank on level 51 not having a great way to hit it. If he's Life Orb, he's got superpower for sure. At -1, that's not going to KO the Scrafty, but it's going to at least do a chunk. Though I don't know if killing Scrafty is very important to Jake, so maybe not. He probably wants to get Cure and Black in here while he can. Never mind, he doesn't. He is Explosion Landorus. Oh, interesting. I guess he just figured Lando wasn't going to do much this game, but that doesn't seem like a good explosion to me. It's like 70% damage on 2 of level 51's less threatening Pokemon. Your only physical attacker is the Lando, so Intimidate's like whatever. And you didn't even get the fake out. Lando T is not much of a threat to your team. I don't like that explosion, but I guess Jake decided Lando wasn't doing much this game, which is fair. So he just sacked it. So Thund coming in on Zard. This is what Jake wants. Zard is trapped. It's going to eat a T-Bolt here, almost certainly, this turn or next, because Scrafty can't OHKO Thund. If this is bulky Thund, then Zard might outspeed, but then he can T-Wave instead of T-Bolt. He would prefer for it to be fast Thund in this matchup, but judging by the team overall, it's probably bulky because he lacks any other form of speed control. Level 51. Oh, it's Zard X. Holy Jesus. Oh, it just fucking died. Okay. Well, Zard X makes sense for the rest of the team now that I'm recontextualizing it. But it's very frail, as you can see, and Jake was not afraid of the knockoff. I'm wondering how bulky this Gengar is, or if he was just playing ballsy. And it was Life Orb Thund, so I read the team wrong. Which means he has nothing faster than Gengar. That's asking to get Scarflanded. Maranga Melodic eats that T-Bolt, and it can keep eating those T-Bolts. But it is trapped. T-Bolt plus Sludge double. Oh no, now that it's got Maranga proc, it won't do anything. Scrafty can die here. It's probably not got Detect. I imagine level 51 would rather be running Taunt or anything. but it could be citrus berry. It's probably citrus because that's the good item, but I don't remember if it's shown any damage. No, it hasn't taken any special damage. We don't know if it's citrus or vest. Melodic gets taunted. Weird choice. And Gengar dies. So it's 4-4 now. All the remaining Mons are pretty healthy. Thunder's chipped, Scrafty's chipped. I'm trying to see what Jake is playing to. It looks like a Ferrothorn endgame. If that is not Heatwave Zap, level 51 has like 1 check to Pharaoh, but if it is Heatwave Zap, then I don't think Pharaoh's winning. He could also be playing to a Cure and Black endgame, especially if that's Expert Belt or Life Orb, because then it can get through Melodic. And ooh, Haze. So Haze is like a Rachi tech, but it helps in this matchup too, I guess, versus Meringue and Melodic. Who knew? Which switched out anyway, because it didn't want to get power whipped. That's fair. I think level 51 sees Melodic as his win con. I disagree. I would say Zap is his win con. He just needs to get rid of Kyurem. But what do I know? He's played with this team more than I have. So Zapdos goes for a T-Wave on Volcanion and gets absolutely chipped by a Steam Eruption. But Power Whip does miss the Scrafty, which is healing up with Drain Punch. And Volcanion is in death range to a T-Bolt, which is why I was confused he T-Waved instead of T-Bolting. There's the T-Bolt. A little bit late. Could have done that last turn. It would have been much more effective. I think maybe he thought Cube was coming in, but Jake smartly not switching Cube on Scrafty because that's his win con. He doesn't want to get chipped. Static on Pharaoh. Obviously, it's the slowest thing anyway, but that could suck if he gets full parried. And Kyurem Black is in, and Jake has half an AG matchup at this point. So I think level 51 is going to win this with his unorthodox team choice. Despite taking an early loss, I do not agree with the way Jake played his Aegis checks. He threw all of them away before Aegis was even dented, let alone dead. And that cost him the game for sure. So remember, kids, Aegis is actually a bit of a threat in XY, unlike SM where it's a complete unmon. And that was game 1. So I'm glad level 51 didn't bring Geopass. I'm glad that game was relatively interesting. I don't think it was, a fantastic display of craftsmanship in the Pokemon art form, but they can't all be. And game 2 has begun. Level 51 has, he played me with something similar to this. I think he changed it up a bit. When he played me, it had Blissey. Now it has a Thundurus. Some whack, semi-stallish stuff with like Stealth Rocks and that sort of thing. Jake bringing more standard Kangy looking after game 1. He got slapped. It's actually 4 of the 6 same Mons, just Kang Amoong over Pharaoh Gar, but it seems like a more solid team. Jake just leading Kang into a Gar team with absolutely no fear, while level 51 brings out Talon and T-Tar. I think T-Tar was the rocker, so that makes sense on level 51 side. Jake's got like 3 rock weeks and a lot of defensive switches. But he also can go offensive with the Cube Volcanion more so than a full Thought can. And Jake megas and fakes out T-Tar. He is getting wisped, yeah. Wisp Talon, another threat to remember when you're playing XY. That could be S-Toss Kang, so it doesn't care too much about Wisp, but that's going to be a meaty 18% of chip every turn between Sand and Burn. Talon took a lot more from that Ice Beam than I expected. So it's already half dead, as Talon does. Not super great against this team because of the Genies. Genies make life hard for Talon. But on the other hand, it's probably worth preserving because priority is always good. Tyranitar can just rock here, I think. Burn Pump is doing 0. Trim probably has Earth Power, but that's not going to kill either. And Talon can go into... Level 51 has no Ice Resists. It can Toxic. That's fucking stupid. But hey, it worked. No Stealth Rock coming out from the T-Tar. Maybe this is a different team, or maybe I'm just wrong. Toxic was cool on Talon. I didn't expect that. I don't know if it's, that much better than just burning the Kyurem. And you kind of give up a move slot for burn 2. I guess it gets Volcanion, sub-Volcanion. That doesn't seem like a real threat for this team, so I'm not sure why he's running it other than to flex. Oh, maybe for CM Crest. But, whatever the reason, Jake has 2 status Pokemon. Kangaskhan is easily in Brave Bird range. Tyranitar is in Earth Power range, though, probably at this point. I guess I don't know that calc for sure, but I'm going to say it is. And Kyurem is toxic. Everything on the field is pretty much half dead. Even after the Intim, Brave Bird should kill unless it's like really fat. It was really fat Kang. But he protected T-Tar, so I guess level 51 called that play perfectly. And the meaty chip takes out the Kang. It lost like half its HP in burn and sand. Habib's Hot Dogs would be proud. That is a vintage reference for those of you who know that. So Jake brings in the Genies after losing his Kang. That's not the ordained order, but I'll take it. They look pretty threatening right now, but there is a Gastro in the back and a Lando T, which level 51 he Panoises Talonflame and Earthquake hits nothing. I expected just 2 switches to his ground types, but I guess Earthquake, no, -1 Earthquake doesn't hurt Gastro very much. He should have probably done that. I don't think stacking Talon makes sense there. Also, level 51 had the wackest Talon set, dual status Tailwind Brave Bird. Gastro throwing out Icy Winds, that makes sense. And the Lando was the rocker. I was wrong about who was the rocker. That explains why he didn't rock. Volcanion is going to have less fun switching in than it did a turn ago now that the rocks are up. I don't know what the rest of level 51's Lando set could possibly be, but if it rock slides here, then Jake really has no switch-ins. He's got the Immune to some extent. It would take 2 hits plus SR plus 2 more hits next turn. It's going to be hurt. And he calls it out with an HP Ice. And it's Helmet Immune, so it didn't even get Citrus. Wow, level 51 is dominating this set. I'm not sure whether to be impressed or disappointed. These teams are fucking whack. I mean, I'm glad I'm not just seeing Kang Sylve win again, I guess. So, congrats. I'm trying to think how Jake pulls this one out. The Moon can switch back out, and he sacks Kyurem. I don't know if I agree with that sack. Level 51 probably should have Earth powered there instead of HP Ice to catch Volcanion switch or whatever, because Earth Power Icy One would still easily kill him. But it's fine. Now that Kyurem has been Icy Winded, it's going to be slower than Lando. So Lando can just kill it here with another HP Ice. Earth Power would have been better though. Thunder is protecting, so I think we know it's full moveset now. I guess we don't know if it's Taunt or T-Wave, but it's probably T-Wave. And Lando U-turns out. Jake wants to keep in Tim for... Or level 51 wants to keep in Tim for Jake's Lando, I think. Because neutral EQs on Gastro are pretty powerful. -1 EQs on Gastro hit wet. Yeah, as demonstrated. That's almost a 2-hit KO if it's neutral. Oh, Jake running Life Orb again. Interesting. I guess he, got hit with Cupid's arrow while looking at Life Orb Lando, while looking at Kamikaze Pace Spins. And he just forfeit. That was a short set. Level 51, close game 1. Jake threw away his answers. Level 51 just dominated him game 2. Spreading status, getting rocks up. Chipped away at Jake's team. Jake should have probably played it more offensively, just smashed on his strongest attacks each turn. He didn't, and that's probably why he lost game 2. But that was an alright set. Not my favorite. Certainly not Stacks versus SMB, which was amazing. Watch that on my YouTube if you haven't. It's so good. But level 51 played well. Jake played bad, and that's why level 51 won. Thanks for watching.